reflecting lately, about life, about career, about everything, business, trying to make changes and that kind of thing too. Like I said, I definitely, like I said in previous videos, my daily vlogs, I want to bring y'all along for the journey. So if you haven't been here before, of course, make sure that you subscribe and, of course, welcome. For those who've been here before, thank you for rocking with me all this time. I appreciate y'all. Love y'all. So let's go ahead and get into this. Y'all, like the last few vlogs, of course, I've been talking about how I'm realizing more and more and more that I'm, of course, just drained and just burned out and just emotionally exhausted with all I have been doing. And if most, I'm pretty sure there are some women listening. I know us women seem to take on a whole lot of different things: the kids, the family, the house, the job, the car, the food, the this, the that, all these kind of things, trying to help everybody and do all these things. And I'm a social worker too, so I'm already helping and helping and helping. And like I said, I think I've wore my damn helping hat out. I guess I put it that way. I'm sure I have. And like I said, I know I've talked about this in other vlogs that I have. So my thing is, what's next? And like I said, I've just been in deep thought and reflecting lately. I had to have my this tooth back here, way in the back. I had to have the root canal taken out and another one put back in. That was this past weekend. I got to go back and have the temporary crown taken off and the permanent crown put on. So this has been giving me, like I said, me just resting and just trying to heal and that kind of thing. It's just been giving me a chance to, like I said, to just think about things. I know I'm in. Oh, and also, I think I told y'all in the last vlog that I was going to be starting therapy, which I did. I started therapy this past Monday evening, so I'll be going back again, of course, next week, next Monday. Um, but of course, that was just intake and just for the therapist to get to know me and blah blah, that kind of thing. So we haven't really gotten to the meat and potatoes of things yet. I put it that way. But like I said, I'm just trying to refigure my life at this point. And like I said, that's the reason why, of course, I wanted to go back to therapy. I had been in therapy since I was in college actually. So I spent three and a half years of my college days, or 4 years of college, in therapy actually. Not the first semester, but after that I was in therapy. I think it was every week. I want to say it was every week. But like I said, I'm realizing that, of course, I'm not a child anymore, that kind of thing, because I was a late teen, early 20, of course, back when I was in college. But now I'm almost 50 and that kind of thing. And I know things have changed. Now I look at life a different way. These big black birds keep flying around. I'm sorry. It's some big ass, I guess they're crows or something. If I get a chance to show y'all one, but they're flying so fast, I'll be able to show y'all one. But they keep flying past. Oh my gosh. Okay, sorry about that, y'all. I know that's one thing we talked about in therapy the other day, because I know I have ADHD. I always say it's undiagnosed, which I know it is. Been like this since I was little, I'll put it that way. So yes, my focus sometimes is all over the place, which that is one of the objectives in the therapy. So we're going to start working on that. So, but like I said, y'all, just trying to figure out what it is I'm trying to do with my life. And like I said, I know damn well I'm going to have to stop doing some things. I'm doing too damn much. Of course, I have to continue working at this time. If I have to find another job, and I have to do so. It was kind of rocky for about the last 2 months, about furloughs and this kind of thing going on. And so, like, and of course, dealing with well, of course, not just the job itself, but, well, it is the job itself, but just it's been, like I said, this has been compounding for years. I've been a social worker for almost 27 years now. It'll be 27 years, May 2026, it'll be 27 years. So I guess it's 26 and a half years now. But just dealing with all the stuff I've dealt with all over these last 20 some years, and just working with the people, which I don't mind working with people, I don't mind helping people. But who in the hell gonna help me? I'm at the point where I'm just like, okay, it's not that I hate people, which I love everyone. But at some point, I've been helping everybody all my damn life, and I need the help now. I'm needing to stop doing what I'm doing. I'm needing to switch gears and trying to figure out what else I need to do in my life to, of course, to stop a lot of the things, not a lot, but some of the things that I'm doing. Just doing too much. Like I said, I used to be a people pleaser, and I think it's kind of going back. And well, I can't say I was people pleaser now, but of course I have to work. I have my part-time cookie business. Of course, of course I do YouTube videos and stuff like that too. But of course, the cookie business and of course my full-time job takes up a lot of my time. And I'm at the point where I'm tired of folks telling me what the hell to do. I put it that way. Not saying that I'm ungrateful. Yes, I'm glad I have the job and we weren't furloughed right now. But like I said, I have to figure out another plan for myself moving forward. I'm just tired of having And as I'm talking, I think that's the main thing that I'm sick and tired of and burned out about. Yes, it's the job. Yes, it's all the secondhand trauma. Yes, it's I'm working with older adults and they're hearing about dying every day and this kind of stuff going on. Clients are passing away. Somebody got dementia now. All this type of stuff. Hearing the intake calls, and I've been doing this kind of work for since I started social work back in 1999, May 1999. I was working in the foster care system, working with kids in foster care. Of course, hearing their stories, their traumas, their dramas. They're brought into court custody because some of them were molested, some were abused, some were physically abused, starved to death. All types of cases going on. Then, of course, I moved into working at a teen shelter with single moms and their kids, or transitional house. What's the same thing? Shelter transitional housing program. Of course, I was intake, so hearing their stories, all the traumas and the movement and all this kind of stuff, and some were raped and just all this kind of stuff going on. Now I'm working, like I said, with older adults for the last several years, not just 3 years since I've been in Tucson, but almost 6 years before that at a home health company. I'm a social worker, so that's, like I said, those are kind of positions I've had. And just hearing this stuff over and over again, while I love, like I said again, helping people, I'm at my wits' end. I'm just burned out with it, y'all. I'm one of those people who, of course, as you know, I'm busybody because I'm looking at the birds doing all this. But of course, busybody. But I'm the kind of person that wants to have fun and wants to do some just. I love having fun. I love exploring. I love adventuring. And y'all probably have not seen none of that, probably a few things on this page, actually. Oh, and thank you. I see someone, I can't really see because it's sunny. It's very, very sunny. Is it El Reyes? Ray is here. Thank you for tuning in. I appreciate that. But like I said, just all these things. I forgot where I was, y'all. Lord have mercy. But like I said, just having to figure out what it is that I'm trying to do, y'all, and I'm wanting to do. Like I said, I know, yes, it's part of burnout, that kind of thing. I know I'm the sick and tired. Yes, I'm coming. I'm actually on the work parking lot in my car. Yes, I'm at work. Well, going into work soon. I put it that way. But like I said, I'm just tired. Like I said, I love that's where I was at. I love to adventure. I love to have fun. I love to do all those kind of things. I'm the silly, want to crack jokes, want to dance around, do all this kind of stuff person. But like I said, yeah, I rarely see that on her because I'm always goddamn serious. Because that's the position I have been in for all these years, being serious. Then before I even went to college, of course, all the traumas and the dramas I had been through, I had to be the adult at 5, 6 goddamn years old. Because my parents were on drugs and all this kind of stuff. Both my mom and my dad. My dad died of a drug overdose when I was, 30, 31 years old. So he never stopped using drugs. I guess I put it that way. But like I said, just growing up and having to be the adult all the time. Just like, what in the world? I haven't got a damn break at all in my whole life. Have never gotten a break. Yes, I've had vacations and that kind of thing. It hasn't been every day, of course, but I mean, we have a vacation coming up soon. But I have not had a time where I can just sit there and do nothing. Not even cook or goddamn clean. Or clean the cat's litter box. I have not had a chance to just do nothing. And like I said, that's what the burnout and the exhaustion, I put it that way, is coming from. I know that. And I'm, like I said, while I love having a job and will love the income from the job, I put it that way. So I have to pay bills and that kind of thing. At this point, like I said, I really I know I need to do something different. I'm tired of folks, because it's not my business, but I'm tired of folks running my life telling me I have to come in this certain time and I'm wasting my time. To me, I feel like I'm wasting my time. I'm done with the work. I need to move on to something else. Yes, I'll do the job while I'm there. But like I said, I want to do something that I can be proud of, y'all. That I can be proud of, that I created and that I make income off of. And I know I already have some plans, and thanks to ChatGPT and AI for helping me, I put it that way, decide some things. But like I said, I know I'm going to have to stop some things, and that is very hurtful to me. I'll talk about that in a different video. But like I said, I know I have to make some changes at this point, y'all. I know that already. And like I said, I will take y'all along for the journey. But like I said in this video, I definitely just want to share with y'all kind of what's going on and what I'm reflecting about. Because I know that I'm not the only person out there reflecting on these things too. I know there's many of y'all out there. You ain't got to be a social worker. You could be in any field. We all know that furloughs are happening and still the shutdown is still going on. Folks have lost their job trying to figure out what the hell they're going to do next, trying to figure out where their next meal going to come from and how they're going to pay their rent. All types of stuff is going on. I know that. Folks are trying to figure out how to make income, extra income in their household right now too. I know that. Like I said, it's hard for everybody out here. So I hope this video, when somebody hears it, I hope it helps you kind of decide what you're looking to do in your next step of life, or at least walk you through some type of process just hearing my story about it and trying to figure out what you're going to do next. Yes, I'm going to start back journaling. I'll be journaling again tonight because I used to journal all the time. But I have not been consistent. This whole year, I have not been consistent, actually. But like I said, yeah, I'll be returning to that tonight, actually. And of course, I can share it with the therapist when I go back next Monday and all that. But like I said, y'all, I have been having reflections. I was up crying this morning before I even got out the bed and came to work. So I know I got to stop some stuff. God gave me a gift to, of course, bake, to make cookies, to make cakes, to do all this stuff. I've been doing that since I was in my early 20s, in my own house. I guess I put it that way. I got my first apartment. I was 19 or 20 years old. One of those. I started baking and messing up stuff then, but like I said, I figured out over the years. I still bake to this day. That's one thing I know I'm going to have to cut down in some type of way, or cut down the activities that I'm doing around it in some type of way. And yes, that hurts my heart like hell. I was crying this morning about that. But I know that if I need to create another income that's going to sustain the lifestyle I want to live, it can't just be baking, I guess, part-time. I put it that way. Baking here has not brought in enough money to maybe just pay like a small bill, yes, but it does not pay the rent at all. Every landscape is different. I've been here 3 years now. Back from St. Louis, it's totally different than I guess than here in Southern Arizona. And I'm still trying to learn that landscape, but that's all right. But like I said, I know I have to cut down some things. I know that already. And like I said, my heart was just hurting this morning. I was reflecting on that. Like I said, it's a lot of different things I'm trying to, like I said, sort through, reflect through, trying to figure out what I'm going to do with it and all those types of things as well. And like I said, I hope that, like I said, me just sharing my story and sharing what I know and sharing what I'm going through is helping somebody. I hope it's helping somebody. So with that, y'all, I'm going to get my butt off here because I do have to go into work this morning. So, but like I said, I'm going to get my butt off here, y'all. And like I said, I'll join y'all another time on a daily vlog. It may be tomorrow morning, possibly. So it was daily, so I guess it's supposed to be tomorrow morning. It may not be. We'll see. But like I said, when I go live, just make sure that if you're not connected to my channel, make sure that you, of course, subscribe and click that notification bell so that you can receive all the videos that I do once I'm, of course, going live, and the ones I upload as well, because you'll get those notifications. Like I said, to follow the story and that kind of thing, especially if this is hitting your heart too. So I know I'm not the only one at 49 going through this, trying to refigure my entire life at this present point, So with that, y'all, I want to say again, of course, thank you. El Ray is here. Thank you again for tuning in and your comments. I can't see them all because the sun is so bright. But like I said, thank you for being here. I appreciate that. And I hope you're subscribed to the channel as well. So with that, y'all, like I said, I'll see y'all in the next video. Peace out, y'all. And I hope, like I said, this video put a light bulb in somebody else's head to get to moving and get to figuring out things. We know that jobs aren't 100% anymore. So like I said, get to moving, y'all. Peace out, y'all. Y'all, trust me, I got this. I'm gonna have this. I guess I put it that way, and you are too. You're gonna have this too. So peace out, y'all, and have a good one.